Good day, this is Mr. Stone, and today we're going to be looking at how to make box and whisker plots, also sometimes just known as box plots. So the first thing to do with this, we need to look at the data. Here is the data. I've got numbers 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and 64, which conveniently happen to be already in order. In order to make your box plot, first thing you're going to have to do is put your data in order. Once we've got this, we can go ahead and break it down. First thing we need to find is the median. Now, notice that we happen to have an even number of data points here. I've got 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and 64. We're going to slice that puppy right down the middle here so we can find the median pretty easily. I got an 8, I got a 16 because I don't have an odd number, so I don't have one guy that's smack dab in the middle for the median. So I'm going to take my 8 and my 16 and I'm going to divide those by 2 to get the median. Well, that is just 24 over 2, which gives me, well, 12. That is my median. First thing, check. Once I've got the median, I'm going to look at my first quartile. Again, I'm copying my data down here, and I'm going to focus on these guys down here so I can get my first quartile. Now, the first quartile again is just the median, the first half of your data, which in this case is, well, 4. So my first quartile is going to be 4. Similarly, for quartile 3, we're going to do the same thing. Quartile 3 is just going to be the median of the second half, which is 32. So far I've got my first quartile is 4, my third quartile is 32, and hey, don't forget your median, we said, was 24. So we're about all set here, but there are a few other things that we got to keep in mind. I got my least value up here. Well, hey, that's number 2. And my greatest value is this number 64. So with all this right here, I'm going to go ahead and sketch out a nice line that I'm going to try and make as evenly as possible on this computer screen here. Now, I'm going for a total range here from the low end all the way up to the high end, from 2 all the way up to 64. So I got to figure out, how am I going to distribute this? Well, let's see. Maybe if I go by tens, that might make it about even. I'm going to, again, try and keep my spacing pretty even here. So let's see. Let's make point, first one right there, we'll call that 10. And I'm going to make another point right there. That's 20. Another point right here. Hello, Mr. 30. Another point here. That's 40. Another point here. There's 50. And that's pretty close there. We'll call that 60. Not my finest piece of work, but hey, it'll do. So I'm going to draw some lines here. First line I'm going to draw is on the far left, and I'm going to put this 2 there. 2 would be about, I don't know, right about right there. Alright, so there's my 2. I'm going to extend that up right there. And then my number 64. Let's put that on the other end here. Whoop. We need a little bit beyond this 60, don't we? Okay, 70 be right there. Alright. And 64 is just a little bit on the left of the middle here. There we go. Right there. We'll say that's about where 64 is. And don't forget the median. The median, we said, was right up here. Right at 24. Right there. Okay, so my least value right here. Number 2. Median of 24. greatest value of 64. Now I got to figure out, all right, where do these quartiles come in? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take from the median, extending to the left. I'm going to make a box that's going to encompass everything all the way up until I hit this first quartile, which we said was the number 4. So I'm going to extend back and go all the way back, take it back here, just shy of that number 2 there, and make my box. There we go. And then for this quartile 3, I'm going to extend the box from the median of 24, going all the way up to number 32. So extending it this way, just beyond that 30 there. There we go. All right. Now, while it is not the cleanest and best box plot I have ever made, it still is functional and representational of the fact that I got my box going from quartile 1 back here at number 2 all the way up to quartile 3. Now, so that's the box plot, the box part of the box plot. Don't forget the whiskers, which are what my grandmother used to call facial hair. I don't know, maybe it's just one of those things that came from that time. Anyway, make your whiskers. The whiskers are going to extend from the box all the way back to your least and greatest values, the extremes, if you will. Now, the first one I'm going to draw here is on the left from that first quartile 4 to number 2. Maybe you can't see that one there too well, but I think this next one you'll be able to see. I'm going to extend all the way here from my 32, going all the way to the right in the positive direction along the number line, all the way up until I hit the line that I drew earlier at 64. So what this tells us is that we've got a lot of our data values here that are going to kind of be in the box, right about there. If I had more data values, this would be even more apparent, but most of them are going to be within the box. The whisker, not so much. If we're looking at more data, the box and whisker plots become a lot more helpful in interpreting what type of variation you've got and where your data values tend to cluster, because that tends to be kind of important when you're looking at data. At the end of it, that's it. You got your box, you got your whiskers, you got your box and whisker plot. All right, do a little practice, think if you got any questions, and we'll talk about it. All right, good luck with it. Have a great day.